Welcome to Homework Lib.
Hello students, the question says that a rather large population of armadillos includes 236 smooth-skinned individuals and 857 rough-skinned individuals. Assume that the smooth skin is totally recessive and the population is in a genetic equilibrium. Then calculate the following. The first one is frequency of recessive allele, frequency of dominant allele, and the expected frequency, expected homozygous recessive genotype frequency and expected homozygous dominant genotype frequency. Now first let's calculate the frequency of recessive allele. But before that, we must know that there are two equations of Hardy-Weinberg principle: P plus Q equals 1 and P square plus 2PQ plus Q square equals 1, where P represents the allele frequency of dominant allele and Q represents the recessive allele frequency, and their respective squares represent the genotypes, and this represents the genotype of a heterozygous. As we know that there are 236 smooth-skinned armadillos, which represents the genotype of the armadillo. So genotype frequency will be equal to 236 upon 236 plus 857, the proportion of the smooth-skinned armadillos upon total number of armadillos, which will be 236 upon 1093. This comes out to be round about 0.2. So Q square is represented as 0.2 because this represents the genotype frequency. So if we are supposed to know the recessive allele frequency, then we have to remove the square, and Q square equals 0.2. Q will be equal to under root 0.2, which will be equal to 0.14 roundabout. Now we have the frequency of recessive allele and frequency of genotype frequency of the recessive allele. So we have done this one and this one. Now we know the frequency of the dominant allele. So now we know that P plus Q equals 1, and this will be the frequency of the dominant allele. P will be equal to 1 minus Q. P will be equal to 1. Q is equal to, as we have done it, 0.14. So P will be equal to 0.86. So this is the allele frequency, dominant allele frequency. In order to find the genotype frequency of the dominant allele, which is represented as p square, so p square will be equal to 0.86 square. So p square will be equal to 0.7396. So this is the genotype frequency of the dominant genotype. So we have done all the allele frequency of the recessive allele, genotype frequency of recessive genotype, and dominant allele frequency and dominant genotype frequency. I hope you found the video useful. Thank you.